Welcome back to another episode of Kyler Speaks, where yours truly, Kyler Brian Brackeen, will be discussing everyday life. And in this channel, I always want to be nothing but upfront and honest with you guys. I want this to be a community where we speak to one another genuinely, truthfully, and I want to give you guys a roadmap on how to live your life and chase your dreams. That's what everyone wants. Everyone just wants to be happy. And so today I thought I would give you a rundown on the story of how I got hit by a car. And I did get hit by a car, but believe it or not, that changed my life for the better. It was probably the best thing that has ever happened to me. And so I'll go over that and so much more in today's episode. There's going to be zero cuts in this. It's just going to be me speaking to you, open and honestly. I'm just going to be open and honest. So you would think that getting hit by a car could be a traumatic event, something that would take away everything that you value in life. But for me, it was the absolute opposite. Yeah, unfair things sometimes happen to good people. I'm not saying I'm a good person or a bad person, but shit happens, right? It wasn't the worst thing in the world. It seemed like the worst thing. I got actually smacked by a Ford F-150 with a trailer while I was on foot, and the guy just didn't see me, and he plowed right into me. And fortunately, I didn't go underneath the car because I would have instantly died. But miraculously, things happen. I just got flung probably 15 feet, and it ended up really, really devastating the left side of my body. Multiple surgeries. I wasn't able to work for about a year. Just pain, misery, that's what you'd expect. But I see it totally different. That gave me the time I needed in order to reassess where my life was going. Yeah, I wasn't necessarily hurting for money or anything, and actually the money that I received from it has helped me out tremendously. But it took a very long time, and was it worth it? Probably not. I don't think any amount of money is worth your health. Although it's debatable, but I would say on average, probably not. But one thing it did give me is time. Time to slow down, time to stop and smell the roses. And throughout my recovery process, at first I was just crazy, crazy on pain medication. I didn't know where I was, I didn't know who I was. But after a while, once the surgeries were done and I was attempting to rehabilitate myself, I found myself just analyzing my life, and I could stop for the first time in a long time and genuinely attempt to reassess where I wanted to be. Where I wanted to be. And that was the first time that I had done that. We get so caught up in our lives of this rat race trying to get nice, fancy things, expensive things. We want nicer, bigger, better things. We want to live lavishly. It's not that we want to be comfortable. We want to be better than other people. We almost have something to prove to those people. We tailor our lives, especially online and in the real world, in order to be perceived as doing something great or being of some grave importance to society. And what I've came to learn is no one really gives a fuck. And so if you're living your life that way and you're miserable, then I highly suggest that you get hit by a car too, because it really opens your mind and opens your heart and allows you to reassess exactly what you want out of life. That ended up giving me the courage eventually to do this, to create this YouTube channel. Now, do I make money off this? No. And I absolutely don't care, because this is my passion. And never underestimate the power of one's passion. As long as you're continuously improving, eventually the day will come where I'll make money from this. But in the meantime, it doesn't bother me one iota. I still have a job where I do relatively well and financially. And then this gives me my passion, like a painter receiving a paintbrush and a canvas and paint, or someone that loves cars being able to work on engines. This is my true passion, is to speak to you guys and to give you a genuine assessment of at least my life. Because no one's ever open and honest on this, guys. Everyone is trying to prove something to someone. Everyone is their own PR team on here. On Instagram, you see nothing but fancy cars and fancy watches. On Facebook, you see nothing but the best of. We went on this cruise this year, and we went to Turks and Caicos and Barbados, and we did this, and we went to Sandals Resort. Ooh, I got married. Ooh, look, my kid is so cute. I love them very much. This is a macaroni painting I'm going to put on the refrigerator. You don't get the real deal Holyfield on these platforms, and it's because people are scared of vulnerability. It's not very advertisable. It's not very marketable. People are craving it, but yet it's very difficult to be open and to be honest, because when you're honest, you leave yourself vulnerable. Someone can make fun of a YouTuber online, and that YouTuber can laugh all the way to the bank knowing that he is playing a character. But when someone criticizes you when you're being yourself, if you're not confident and content with who you truly are as a person, it can break you. It can break you. It breaks most people. I basically had a near-death experience, and I came out wiser and more conscientious of what it is to be human. Now, I'm not saying I'm a guru or I have everything figured out in life, but I think of life totally different now. And it was honestly the best thing that ever happened to me, truthfully. I didn't see it that way because initially I was immensely depressed, like I've spoke about before, drinking like a fish, just not happy, attempting to forget, attempting to forget everything. There's no easier way of putting it, no better way of putting it. I was just going through the motions, mad at life. Why did this happen to me? And sometimes things happen for you and not to you, although it sure doesn't seem like that in the moment. It sure didn't seem like that. But it gave me the opportunity, like I'd mentioned, to slow down. And when everything was quiet and calm, I could reassess who I wanted to be. Not only what I wanted to do, but who I wanted to be as a person. And it can give you great opportunity. You never know what can happen. Even in the worst of things, let's say that you guys lose your job. Let's say you get fired. Let's say you're going through a nasty divorce. Let's say someone's trying to take your kids from you that you once loved, that now hates your guts. I haven't experienced that, but I've been very close to it and maybe a product of it. So I can tell you that sometimes blessings are disguised as omens, but it genuinely is a blessing. And you have to think of it that way. A, because you have no other choice, but most importantly, because it allows you to think positively. And through positivity, good things will happen. I am not saying that if you read the book The Secret or whatever, you can totally design the life that you're meant to have, supposedly, somehow, without doing any work. It's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that you manifest things automatically without any effort. What I am saying is that where you focus your attention is directly correlated to what result you will eventually obtain or receive in life. So focus your attention on positive things that will benefit you, and you won't look back and you won't regret it. For me, personally, when I had that accident occur to me, tragedy or whatever you want to call it, I was just in my own head for a long time. But once I stepped out, I ended up meeting incredible people, one of which was a famous YouTuber. And now we became not super close, but, first name basis close. And you have to understand, guys, I'm from the Midwest. And so I had always had a passion to do YouTube. I remember one of my first memories as a child was receiving a camcorder for Christmas from Santa. Yeah, I would film videos with it, and this is a very long time ago. So I'm 30 now, I was probably 5 or 6, and that is one of my most fond memories of my childhood. I was always wanting to create something for other people. I just didn't think that it was possible for me. And then I ran into Adrian, and he basically showed me, although he's much younger than me, he showed me that it's possible. Being in the Midwest, you don't think it's possible because you assume that it's not meant for you. You simply don't have that door that could ever be opened, no matter how hard you knock, or even if you attempt to burst the door down physically. It's just not possible. There is no door. How do I do this? I'm in the wrong spot. I need to be in Miami. I need to be in Los Angeles. That's where things are happening. Not here. Not somewhere in Connecticut. Not somewhere in Minneapolis. Not somewhere in Alabama. But here's the truth. You can do anything you want to do, especially with YouTube, as long as you have a camera and a personality. And even if you don't have a personality, you just need a camera and an internet connection, and you can make it totally happen for you. But I didn't see that at the time. And so I only met this kid through me being hit by a car and just hanging out by the pool one day, bored as fuck, miserable. Met him, I had no idea who the fuck he was. And then we got to talking. He did YouTube. And I said, how is that even possible? You do YouTube. You do YouTube right here. And you're from Kansas? Yeah, he does. And I didn't have any idea about how many followers he had or anything like that. But at the time, initially, I told him, I said, good luck, man. I hope you make it. And then, following weeks, we discussed more and more, and I was like, holy shit, this is possible for me. Now, I'm not one to cloud chase or anything like that because I come from a place to where I'm comfortable being around people that are very strategic, very outgoing, very passionate, very dominant in many different business endeavors. And so I understand the mechanics of how things work. I get that although people look up to certain celebrities or certain influencers or even certain people like Elon Musk or a Jeff Bezos or a Mark Zuckerberg, Larry Ellison, whoever it is for you, whoever inspires you to become the best version of yourself. I realize that these people aren't famous for being famous. They're human and they're flawed. And they got to where they are now, or to where they eventually want to be, and they're along their path now, but they're so far along that you can barely even see them, even with a set of binoculars. They got there because they put in an immense amount of work. They worked smart and they worked hard because you need both. A lot of people think if you're smart, you'll automatically rise to the top, and that's what I once thought. I thought that someone was going to pick me out of the crowd because they realized how superior my fucking intelligence was, and they're going to save me. And let me tell you guys, it doesn't work that way. I don't care how smart you think you are, you have to put in the work. And hopefully this is inspiration to you guys to get out there and start. You guys know exactly what you have to do. And I knew. I just, for whatever reason, didn't think it was possible, and honestly didn't even give it a chance because I thought there was no way. But there is a way. You can make a way. You make the path. You can create the path. So what? Let's say that, I can only imagine before someone like Stevie Wonder, if you were blind, there was no way in hell that you were going to become a famous piano player. No chance. Sorry. Like, who the fuck is going to give that person the opportunity? But he repaved the path that is now just accepted. He proved everyone wrong. You can prove anyone wrong. You can absolutely do it. I saw like something the other day. There was a player that played in college that's now at least trying out for the NBA, and he's missing an arm. He only has one arm. Now, let me tell you, any rational coach initially would automatically be like, wow, that guy's not going to make it because let's say let's say he only has his right hand. We're just going to guard him on his right side. And that's going to be the end of it. Like, yeah, it's really inspirational, but trust me, kid, you're not going to college to play any sort of basketball. And you're definitely not going to the NBA. It's not possible for you. But you know what he did? He proved them wrong. Now, does it help that he's probably like 6'7" and has superior genetics? Sure. His athleticism is probably through the roof. But regardless, he proved everyone wrong. He's doing it now. And so whatever it is that you want to do, you can absolutely prove the world wrong. You just have to start. And I would take time off. I know it's easy. You may say it's easy for you to say, motherfucker, your bills, everyone has bills and everyone has responsibilities, and maybe you can't get time off work. Maybe you feel trapped. I've always had that feeling of feeling trapped, and I hate that feeling. But you don't want to get comfortable. I know it sounds cliche, but you don't want to get comfortable in life. Comfortability kills change, and change is what sparks innovation. You have to adapt. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. Take those leaps and take them by nothing other than faith. And I guarantee you, you won't regret it. Even if you fail, you're going to learn a lesson. And the more you get uncomfortable with your situation in life, whether it be how you pay your bills or how you live your life, the more variables you see, the more you'll adapt to it and it will become normal. But you have to take that jump of faith. I took a jump. I've taken many jumps. I never want to get complacent. I never want to get comfortable. I'm not saying that you should automatically run away from a good thing, but go follow your heart, because your heart is not going to lead you astray. And everyone innately knows what they have to do in order to become who they want to be. We're just afraid. We get caught in this scarcity mindset that absolutely cripples our potential to become and aspire to become the person that we feel as if we were meant to be. Don't let that happen to you. I highly, highly, highly recommend to each and every single person that you stop for a week, for a month if you can, whatever you can afford to do, whatever life affords you to take off, take it off. And if you can't travel, fair, just be by yourself. But don't use that time to escape your mind. Use it to better understand yourself, because you don't need any guru online or any influencer to tell you how to become the person that you want to be or how to achieve something. You already know. I mean, think about this. If you want to become a famous YouTuber and you want to get clicks, you absolutely know how to do that. You just want a shortcut. You know how to make $1,000,000. You know. Most of you would already know this. You just want a simple shortcut. And the truth to that is that you just have to get out there and do it. You're either going to do it or you're not going to do it. But no one in life is just going to automatically give you a cheat code as if it's up, down, left, right, square, circle, triangle, up, down, whatever. This isn't Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. This isn't GTA 6. This is real life, and real life is unnerving at times and scary, and it takes courage to get to where you eventually want to be. It just takes courage. And that's not something you can teach someone else. It's something that they have to experience for themselves. And you don't want life advice from other people, anyways, for the most part. Yeah, certain things you might, but unless they're at where you would like to be, don't listen to them. And definitely don't buy any stupid fucking courses, I swear to God. It's not necessary. It's not needed. You know deep within inside of yourself the direction or the path that you have to stay on. And it might take some time. It might take some time. People bitch and complain when they want to be a YouTuber and they hear that it may take, let's say it may take 14 years. Okay. But you want to be Casey Neistat, right? Yeah. But I want to do it in 2 years. Well, good luck, buddy. Good fucking luck. No one cringes when they go to their specialist doctor or surgeon and they hear the surgeon after having asked how long did it take you to become a surgeon, they say 14 years. But somehow it seems like people think that this is easy, and it's not. It takes a lot of hard work and it takes a lot of patience, and you should enjoy the process. Yeah, do I want people to watch this? Sure. Yeah, but I'm totally okay with each and every single person individually watching this and getting something from it, even if it's 3, 4, 5, 10,000, 20,000, a million. It doesn't matter to me. One person can watch this, and if I'm helping them, and that means the world to me. You know, I once volunteered at a school with very underprivileged kids, and I went in there thinking like maybe I could change this, maybe I could help them. Is there something I could do? I was only there for about 2 weeks. And I thought to myself, is there anything I can do that could set these kids up? These kids are going through hell at their household. Who knows what's going on, if they even have a stable household when they get off of their their time at school and they go home. Do they have a meal? What are their surroundings like? Are they surrounded by nothing but violence and abuse? Who knows? They weren't even teaching them how to read because they didn't want to take the time. And I thought to myself, how can I help these kids? And I treat this like I treat that. The only difference is that I don't get to see the initial benefit of me putting these out because I don't interact with you guys just yet. But the thing is that this is sealed forever, for eternity, online. And anyone can find this at any time when they most need it. And so that brings me happiness. Because just like when I helped those kids out, each and every single one of those kids was very important to me, and I took it very serious. When I worked at a hemodialysis clinic many years ago, I cared about each and every single one of my patients on an individualized, personalized basis. They were each very important to me in different ways. They were all individuals. And so when I only get 5 or 6 views on a video when I just started making videos, that's very impressive to me because I could impact 5 or 6 lives potentially. And I enjoy it. So yeah, am I the next Mr. Beast or I Show Speed? No. And I don't want to be. I'm the future me. And in due time, when I gain more and more of a cult following, hopefully, because I just say what I want on here. And I think I'm one of the only people on YouTube that is willing to post consistently, always get better, treat it as if it's a job, although I'm not getting paid. And most importantly, stay true to myself. And in due time, I truly believe that that will pay off. But I have nothing but patience, guys. I'm 30. I'm 30. I showed my girlfriend just yesterday the very first podcast, if you will, whatever it was, of the Joe Rogan Experience. I couldn't, you can't even begin to realize what that looked like in contrast to what he does right now. But people didn't see that. No one was watching then. People only see the finished product and they think that those people that they watch are just special or talented or gifted or extraordinary at doing whatever it is that they do. whatever content they make. They're just gifted. They're just talented. It's natural talent. No, it's not. It's a lot of hard work. And so all I can tell you is get to work. Genuinely get to work and get shit done. And if you don't know what to do or what direction to take next and you feel like you're stuck in life because you're unhappy, but you don't know what you want to do, and that's the most important thing in life is finding purpose, then I suggest that you do a lot of everything. Just completely, especially if you're in your 20s or even if you're in your 30s. My God, now's the time. Now's the time. Just try a bunch of different things until you find something that you don't want to move on from, something that catches you, that grips your imagination and your interest and pulls on your heartstrings to your soul. And that right there is your passion. And you may only love aspects of something, but nothing is going to be perfect, and your passion will change over time. So just follow your heart, and the money will come. Don't worry about the money. Don't worry about the initial success. Don't worry about the followers. Don't worry about any of that shit. Just be patient and continue along your path, innovating and adapting and growing in whatever direction that eventually turns you into something or someone that you aspire to one day become. That's what you have to do. So when people ask me if getting hit by a car was something that was terrible, terrible and horrific and horrible, and oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, are you okay? I pause them and I say, look, I know it seems pretty rough, but that action, although I didn't know it at the time, absolutely saved me. It transformed my life and it sent me on a trajectory that is now going to absolutely change the world. And so, would I do it again? Sure. Yes, I would. And I suggest that you take a hard look in the mirror yourself and ask yourself, am I doing the right thing? Am I following the right path? Am I happy? And if not, change it. Change it and don't wait. Do it now.